What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, we need to have a talk. Carbink is now going to be the #1 Pokemon in the Great League and the Great League Remix Cup starting later today because it's going to be making its debut. And this is no easy feat. Topping Pokemon like Registeel, Galarian Stunfisk, Swampert, Medicham, Scrafty, being the #1 Pokemon in the meta overall is a huge feat, and let's talk about why. Now, Carbink is going to be a rock and fairy type Pokemon, so it's gonna have that neutral damage taken from fighting type moves. And also, if we take a look at other rock type Pokemon, in particular Bastiodon, this is the closest pairing to a Carbink. Bastiodon XL as well. If we look at its stats, 138 stamina, the HP, defense is 246, and 81 attack, right? Keep that in mind. And it's rock steel, so it takes super effective damage from fighting type moves here. If we look at Carbink, it is literally nearly the same stats, slightly off on the stamina, defense is pretty close, and attack is pretty close. It is a better version of Bastiodon. And why is it better? Its moveset. Rock Throw, Rock Slide, and Moonblast. Moonblast in particular having the coverage to Sableye, Medichams, Umbreons, Altarias. Not that you really need it because you also have Rock Slide, but you get what I mean. The Moonblast coverage along with the Rock and Fairy type typing so that you take neutral damage from fighting type moves. This thing is now meta. It dominates Noctowl, Alolan Ninetales, Sableye, Medicham, and a Lantern. A Lantern with Surf. Like, come on. But it also, with all good things, comes the balance of getting dominated by Galarian Stunfisk, Swampert, Registeel, Azumarill, Trevenant. The list goes on and on as we're going to go ahead and load up the matches right here. So just because you and I don't have Carbink either, doesn't mean you can't beat it. So in order to counter this, what you guys want to look to do is stick to what you know. Galarian Stunfisk, Swampert, mix in a Quagsire there. Maybe mix in the Community Day Poliwrath later this season, having access to Scald. Just watch out for Moonblast. But these Pokemon will cover it. So let's this is ridiculous. Now, Carbink was available if you bought the Global Go Fest timed or research ticket. Basically, if you bought the Global Go Fest ticket, it came with a timed research before July 5th. So it's already too late right now for you to get that, unfortunately. And people have been using their XL Rare Candy to power this thing up. Now, we're going to be seeing this thing at the top of the meta, so at Legend leaderboards, at Legend rank, at Expert rank, maybe even in some Veteran. But I don't think it's going to be common. Remember, it is a Pokemon that has been only available from a researched task, which means you can't actually farm the XL Candy by catching a bunch of them in the wild, and you have to use your XL Rare Candy, which means you already have to have a storage of it. So it's not going to be that common. And like I've shown before, it can be easily dominated by Pokemon that you already have. So what you need to do when you come into the Great League, this rotation, is you need to make sure you have a ground type Pokemon with you. Galarian Stunfisk or Swampert or Quagsire. Have that on your team so that you can have the coverage. And remember, it is also weak to steel, grass, ground, and water. So you can mix in other Pokemon there to cover this thing. But overall, it's pretty cool to see a top new meta Pokemon. And unfortunately, it's always tanks. It always is because of the bulk that they provide. This is also going to be really interesting to see what happens in the Play Pokemon tournaments, as it's probably gonna be on a lot of teams, and we also might see a shift away from all of the Alolan Ninetales and Altarias, and maybe a shift to seeing more Quagsires and Swamperts. Swampert's already pretty common, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see more Quagsire as an answer to Carbink because you have that Stone Edge for other coverages in the meta. So this is pretty cool, but again, I'm just making you guys aware that this thing is here, it is meta, how to counter it, and the fact that it's not going to be that common because of its limited availability. So let me know what you guys think about Carbink. I think it's pretty cool, and I'm excited to get it myself down the line, but unfortunately, unless it's a battle shoutcast, I won't be able to provide you with battles for it because, well, I'm not giving Niantic money right now. So I don't have access to it. I do have some XL rare candy, but I don't have enough that would need it to power it up. It's just not going to happen for me. So I'll be bringing stuff like Galarian Stunfisk and Registeel if I go for a tank option. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.